Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Kevin, I'm a geek. You are watching Kevin the Geek, and welcome back to another live stand-up performance. And this one I actually put out to my supporters over on Patreon to get you to have a choice about what was the next stand-up show I was going to do. At first it seemed like it was quite a close run. Obviously I put down God, I can't remember who it was now. Al Murray, Bill Bailey, but the overall standout winner in the end was Victoria Wood, and I'm very delighted to be checking her out. Not in that way, not in a pervy way. Don't get any ideas, but checking her stand up because so far I've done Dinnerladies, and at the time of me recording this, I've done all of Series 1, and I've also done a video of a sketch that she did, which is the Ballad of Barry and Frida, the song Let's Do It. And I wet myself laughing. It was unbelievably funny. So if she could do that to me in literally 5 minutes of a song, I'm dreading to think what she can do to me in, about 50 minutes. So let's check out Victoria Wood live in your own home.
Hello.
Hello.
Well, here we are then. It's nice to be out, isn't it? You'd only be sat around at home now, wouldn't you? You'd only be sat there going, what's on telly? Nothing. Must be something on. There's a fly on the wall documentary. What's it about? I don't know, a fly on the wall. Well, go and get us a video then. What do you want? Nothing violent. Nothing with Meryl Streep. Nothing where Goldie Hawn stands round in her pants. Or you could be in a restaurant now, couldn't you? You could be sat there going, Ken, I can't eat this steak. Everything all right for you, madam? Yes, it's lovely, thank you. Now, I want everybody to sit back and relax. Have you locked the back door? Probably makes no difference. They'll only take a sledgehammer to the toilet window, won't they? Babysitter all right? She'll be on the phone now. They've gone! Come round, Garth. Got a bottle of sherry and 2 condoms.
Will that be enough?
I want everybody to sit back, relax, be happy. I'm in a very happy mood tonight. I had a good journey here today. I've hired this big new car, a Vauxhall Placenta, I think it's called. We stopped at the motorway for some petrol and I got in a bit of a muddle and I paid for my petrol with my kidney donor card. I think that means when I die, medical science gets 2 lager glasses and an alarm clock. And we had a meal on the motorway services. We went to the Little Chef. Well, it was that or Julie's Pantry. And we didn't really like the look of the waitresses in Julie's Pantry. They had very jaunty dungarees on and premenstrual tension. They were all wearing big badges that said, piss off, I'm having a tea break. It's a terrible thing, you know, premenstrual tension, because when women all work together, they all start to coincide, and they all get it all at the same time. Do you remember that office block in the City of London last year where all the windows blew out? That wasn't an explosion, that was 20 women in an office with premenstrual tension. The day the chocolate machine broke down. Now, I want everybody to sit back, relax, be happy, have a wonderful night, enjoy the show, forget everything. What a bloody miserable world it is, isn't it? Full of pain and agony, nothing but death looming up at the end of it. We don't know whether Ken's ever going to get back together with Deirdre. It's miserable, isn't it? When you wake up in the morning, you put the radio on and the news is on and 85% of the world's population is killing each other and the rest is starving and Madonna's just recorded a new album with Rolf Harris. And you feel miserable, don't you? I feel really miserable. I think, well, how can I cheer myself up? I think, well, if I wrote to a woman's magazine, they'd probably say, find an interest, get a hobby, wouldn't they? But this is like, 7:45 in the morning when I'm thinking this. I can't really see myself banging on somebody's door saying, come out, Mrs. Hopkinson, I need to learn Scottish country dancing and I need to learn it now. And anyway, I'm not a very good hobby sort of person because I'm not very good in a group, If I was ever at an orgy, it's not very likely, but if I ever was, and I found myself in a sea of heaving bodies, I would have to seek out the one man who was impotent, just check, and discuss window boxes with him. Now, actually, I did do evening classes once. I did keep fit in a place where they did evening classes, and on our corridor they did Esperanto, marriage guidance, winemaking and pottery. Well, they had the worst Christmas party I've ever been to. The Esperanto people couldn't talk to anybody else. The marriage guidance people couldn't talk to each other. The homemade wine released everybody's inhibitions, and they all weed into the homemade ashtray. Now, I've got a much better way of cheering myself up. Do you know what to do? I count my blessings. I say to myself, thank God I am not a member of the royal family. So whatever happens to me, at least I'm not the Queen. However bad things get, at least I don't wake up in the morning next to Prince Philip. Mind you, neither does the Queen. I think it must be a terrible job being the Queen. I mean, she says it's just a job, doesn't she? She says being the Queen is just a job. But it's not my idea of a job. I mean, in a job, you have a laugh, don't you? You have friends. I mean, I know she has ladies in waiting, but it's not really the same thing. I suppose they all sit in the back of the Bentley with a copy of the Daily Mirror going, right, Liz, what are you, Taurus? The thing is, you feel like you know them, don't you? Because you read so much about them. Like when Prince Charles moved out to live with the Queen Mother, my newspaper put, Charlie moves in with Gran. It made it sound quite cosy, I imagine the Queen Mother going, well, I've taken my knitting machine out at back bedroom. Put a Farrah Fawcett Major poster over down. I sometimes think to myself, do you think Farrah Fawcett Major might be John Major's first wife? No, not very likely, is it, poor old John? He's a bit on the boring side, isn't he? He looks like he only has sex on bonfire night.
I don't want to imagine John Major having sex.
He wants to resign, but Norma won't let him. Well, she looks very intimidating to me, Norma, doesn't she? She looks very organised, the sort of woman who has a separate J-cloth for each bath tub. And if he did resign, who would we get? Well, not Norman Lamont, anyway. He was never going to get on, was he, with a face like that? He always looked like he should be on a lead with a tartan bow in his hair. I mean, they are a very dingy-looking lot on the whole, aren't they, male MPs? I mean, you see them on the television, you think, well, never mind the balance of trade figures. A bit of head and shoulders wouldn't come over. Now, I prefer the women. Now, my MP, now this will give you an idea of the sort of place I'm living in at the moment. My MP is Glenda Jackson. Oh, yes.
Oh, what a name.
It's very posh where I live. Everybody's famous. Our lollipop lady is Kirita Kanawa. No, it's terribly posh. Even the people sleeping rough are on futons. And I don't fit in, I feel very out of it, especially at the bottle bank when they all come roaring up in their Range Rovers with a big basket full of bottles and they go, smash, Merry and Shandon. Smash, Australian Chardonnay. Smash, Perrier water. And I'm down the end by the brown one,
Nicky Brown.
Got one marmite and a panyan pickle. No, it's too posh for me. There's no poor people there at all. Well, they bring a few in on the bus, just to cook and clean and look after the children. Because posh people, they never look after their own children. In fact, they don't give birth to their own children. They can help it. If they really want a baby, they go abroad and they buy one. You see them at the customs. Anything to declare? Yes, a bottle of Chanel No. 5 and twins. Or they adopt them, like Mia Farrow. Is she mad, Mia Farrow? I think she must be mad, don't you? I mean, she's adopted so many. She adopts children like somebody picking letters on Countdown.
So she was a precursor to Madonna, it seems.
I'll have a black one. And another black one. And a Korean one. And another black one. And a blind one. And another black one. She obviously prefers them black and disabled. I mean, I don't know who she's going to adopt next, but I would be panicking if I was Stevie Wonder. But the woman next door to me, she's really posh, and she's got a baby that she bought called Jaques. And she's always leaving him for months at a time to go to Acapulco, and she says things to the nanny like, "No, Nanny, I'm going to Acapulco, and Jake is to have raw carrot puree and creative play." And the nanny goes, "All right, you are, lady. And like, as soon as she's gone, you know, the baby's in the playpen with a bag of wine gums. She's upstairs trying on her evening dresses. And the woman comes back months later and wonders why the baby's teeth are all black and why her dresses have got all the zips bust and they all smell of slim, fast vanilla milkshake. Oh, there was a brilliant thing in Hello magazine. It was about 2 weeks ago. There was this huge group shot of all these very, very glamorous celebrity mommies with their celebrity babies. Nobody'd asked me to be in this. Possibly because I'm not very glamorous, or possibly because my baby looks like something out of the Beano. No, he does. He looks like he should have knits and a jam sandwich, really. Now, I love celebrity mommies because they say things like, "Of course I didn't get my figure back straight away. It did take about 20 minutes. Real mommies carry their stomachs up to bed over one arm, don't they? And when they're in the shower, little bits of Lego they've never even seen fall out of their navel. Celebrity mommies take their children for long walks on Caribbean beaches. Real mommies stand around on tarmac holding huge bags of nappies going, "Well, don't step in it again!" Celebrity mommies don't buy their children toys. They give them the precious gifts of time and attention, walks in the woods, naming of wildflowers. Real mommies say things like, "Yes, I will buy you Barbie's dance studio and psychosexual therapy centre." "Shut up, I'm trying to watch Danger Mouse." Celebrity mommies say having a baby's actually enhanced and improved their sex life. Real mommies think sex is like full employment. It's a nice idea, but it'll never happen again in their life.
She's very good. I don't know whether I like her as posh. I need a northern sass to come out.
Had my shower, I'm all shampooed, I'm feeling in a funny mood. Don't blame it on the altitude, I'm feeling in the mood tonight. Comedy, my only goal, my food and drink, my heart and soul. I've had 2 jellies and a sausage roll, I'm feeling in the mood tonight. When I wish it isn't on a distant star, but Barbara Windsor's uplift bra. Am I wrong? Am I right? I'm feeling in the mood tonight. Feel so good, I feel so lyrical. Feel that life is such a miracle. I looked in the mirror, I look right satirical. I'm feeling in the mood tonight. Comedy is rough and raw, exposes pain you can't ignore. Ooh, Betty, it's the mother-in-law. I'm feeling in the mood tonight. I am strong, I am fervent. I'm supposed to be mercilessly observant. I'm on the edge, I'm looking for a fight. This wicked wit, my naughty show, tell Amnesty they need to know I'm feeling in the mood tonight. Comedians are tough and hard. We've all been hurt, we've all been scarred. We all do ads for Barclaycard. I'm feeling in the mood tonight. Before the show we gather round in every theatre, every town. Sooty, put that toothpaste down. I'm feeling in the mood tonight. Feel the fear our work evokes. Don't mess with us, we might tell jokes. Comedy is dangerous, alright. We're so brave at what we do. Bomb disposal's tricky too. I'm feeling in the mood. Lord, I pray this afternoon, make me funny and make it soon. 3 Hail Marys and a terrier and you. I'm feeling in the mood tonight.
Not a bad one. That song's not a patch on Baron Creeder, though.
Colleen, can you do my lady a shampoo, please? Shan't keep you a moment. I think what we'll do, we'll take it up and over and back round the sides. Very free and easy, but quite structured. So what we're saying to your previous was, my friend worked in hairdressing, and my cousin worked in hairdressing, and my mother, that's her Aunt Wall in sponge rollers. She said to me, "What are you planning on doing, our Madeline?" And I said, "Modelling." And she said, "Modelling, Madeline?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Ooh, Madeline, you'd be very middling at modelling." I said, "Would I?" She said, "Yes, if you go muddling with modelling, you'd be middling now, Madeline." I said, "You meddling?" She said, "Meddling, me." Well, this was in the middle of a wedding, so she's spitting tuna vol-au-vents on me.
Yeah.
Plus, her brow wire has poked up through her costume and is picking up the soundtrack of Going for Gold. Well, Oh, she's never nice to me, my mother. Well, no, tell an untruth. She was in a documentary on debt once, and she was pleasant to me then. She said, "You are modelling, Madeline, over my dead body." Well, that was comical for a kick-off. You couldn't do nothing over a body her size. Except possibly volleyball. I'd had half a Mackinson, so I was feeling quite Frank Bruno-ish. So I told her a few home truths. I said, "Mother, nobody likes you. My father's having an affair with the dental receptionist.
Uh-huh.
And you've just sat in some Black Forest gatto." "No, Lena, can you do my lady a tea, please?" "Yeah, take the tea bag out this time." "Yeah, put it back in the steriliser." So then she did what she always does when she can't get her own way. She fell down frothing.
Frothing?
Oh, this was bang in the middle of Agadoo. So nobody cottoned on till 20 past.
Oh, no.
So we're all gathered round a bed in hospital. She's kicking up merry behaviour because the catering's been privatised. She's only got croutons. And she's looking at me like that woman out of 101 Dalmatians. She said, "I will not have this modelling, Madeline." I said, "Give me a for instance, why not?" She said, "Oh, well, I knew a girl that went in for modelling. By the time she was 21, she was smoking mentholated cigarillos and getting engaged to goalkeepers." Well, there was a nasty silence then, right round the cubicle. You could hear the woman in the next door bed's Lucasade popping. I said, "All right, scrap the modelling, forget it. Suppose to go redecorating timeshares in for Winger Roller." Well, that was even worse. She starts hyperventilating then. We have to waft her up the cleavage with an exchange and mark. Not that nothing good came out of it, because we spotted an advert for one of them chairs that goes up your staircase. And fair dues to me mother, at top speed with the radio on. It's very like Alton Towers. "Carleen, are you doing this shampoo for my lady?" "Oh, yeah, all right."
Is she actually remembering this?
Anyway,
Or was this an auto-cue?
It was all sorted out over a family get-together. We went to that medieval banqueting hall outside Tesco's. We're getting half price because my dad's sister-in-law is a wench. Oh, no, she was a wench. But there was some trouble over a low-cut blouse and 2 tankards. Now she's on gravy. Anyway, it was all agreed in family that I should go back to hairdressing. My mother was up the moon. She drank a bottle of Matthias Rosé without even taking the lampshade off it. I beg your pardon? Yeah, look, it will take quite a long time to do your hair, yes? Well, because of the way it's been neglected. Well, there's the cut, the colour, the condition. I mean, really, it's what we in the world of hair would call quite diabolically cruddy. I mean, where was you previous to coming to us? I mean, who actually did this for you? Oh, did I? No, I like it. I'll go and pop the kettle on.
Fair play to her. Is she, oh my God, if she is literally remembering that, then my hell, what an incredible woman she is. I mean, she's already an incredible woman, but doing amazing characters, creating amazing sketches, being a singer-songwriter. But she literally got a memory like an elephant as well. God damn.
Oh, I got so cross this afternoon, you know. I've got a television in my dressing room and no toilet, just a television. And I was watching the television and my least favourite advert came on. I can't remember the name of the thing now. It's a slimming thing. Oh, the Slim Fast plan. Have you seen this advert? It's a woman holding up a photograph of herself. And she's going, "Hello, my name is Patrina Madwoman. And this is me when I was 29 stone 8. Now, after only 3 weeks of drinking Slim Fast vanilla creosote, I'm 6 stone 2. One delicious, nutritious shake for breakfast, one for lunch, and by tea time I'm snatching chocolate buttons off small children." And I was thinking, oh, get lost. I can't be doing with this anymore. I think, well, I'm 40 now. I think 25 years is long enough to go around sucking your cheeks in every time you go past a shop window.
I do that with my stomach.
Looking at your face in the back of a spoon so you haven't got a double chin. I can't. See, I just don't think it matters anymore. The trouble is, a lot of people still think it matters, you know, whether you're fat or not. Like, there's a whole hidden army of enormous teenage girls who just never go out because of their fat. And they have this terrible life, you know, sitting in night after night with their mums and dads watching the television, sitting there watching the gymnastics and criticising. Going, ooh, an asymmetrical bar, she's rubbish. And they don't have any fun. They have no fun, these girls. They don't go out with boys, they don't go out with their girlfriends. They spend all Saturdays going around shopping centres with their mums and dads buying potpourri and draw liners and little fluffy teddy bears with jumpers on that say, "This bear wants a cuddle." They spent all Saturday night in their bedroom surrounded by all these fluffy toys thinking they could have such a wonderful physical... They don't have a wonderful physical relationship because it's very difficult to maintain an erection in the same bedroom as 17 gonks and a Little Mermaid.
I will agree with
another
that.
sad thing about enormous teenage girls is that people are always making them be bridesmaids.
Yeah.
So if you ever see a wedding photo, there's always like 3 normal ones, with the puff sleeves and the sash. And there's always a great whopping one on the
No, yeah. The sympathy
same
bridesmaid.
material in a caftan. Now, I didn't know about this, like the world of the wedding and the bridesmaid, because I'd never been a bridesmaid till this year. Somebody asked me to be one. And I did look stupid, I looked very inappropriate. I looked like a baboon in a baby groom. I just looked stupid. But I didn't care. My friend Janet was getting married for the first time at 42. She'd fallen in love with Alan, the man from Dinnerladies. She fell for him when he came and unblocked her toilet one-handed. This is what she told me.
Oh.
And they were getting married and, buying a house, the whole thing. And on the morning of the wedding, she was in a complete panic, getting ready. She was going, something old, something new. I've got nothing borrowed, I've got nothing blue. I said, you've got a mortgage and varicose veins. Well, that... Well, she had 3 bridesmaids. She had me. I was like the oldest bridesmaid in England. She had Deirdre, the most neurotic bridesmaid in England, who was on tablets for something and spent the whole day going, "Where's my handbag?" "There it is, it's all right."
Sounds like my mum.
And then there was Rosemary, the most enormous bridesmaid in England. I mean, she had so much perfume on. 2 people down the end of the street were taken to hospital with breathing difficulties. So we're all gathered in her tiny flat trying to get changed. And Janet, who's not the most efficient woman in the world, she once booked a cruise on the QE2 the day it was diverted to the Falklands. She said there wasn't much doing in the day, but the fireworks were fabulous. She's booked Dennis, the man from Pickford's Removals, to come and do the removal from her flat while we're all in there trying to get changed. So we're all stood there trying to get our dresses on. He's like toing and froing, with a double bed under one arm and a cup of tea in the other, going, "Hey, do you bet me I can get this all the way from the bedroom to the van without chipping the skirting board? Where's my handbag? There it is, it's on." But actually, Dennis was quite handy because he helped Rosemary get zipped up into her dress, which was a real struggle because they'd done all the arrangements for the dresses over the phone. And in the end, she was convicted of giving false measurements.
Yeah.
And wasting dressmakers' time.
Yeah.
So we helped get her zipped up into her dress. I get zipped up into mine. Deirdre, where's my handbag? There it is, into hers. Janet into hers. There's a bit of a problem with her veil. She looks like she's been mugged by a pair of net curtains. Then there's a slight hitch because the woman she's booked to come and do her hair can't come, sends her assistant Donna. Well, Donna's about 17 and a half. I think she's doing hairdressing as part of her community service. She turns up with like 2 Kirby grips and a rubber band going, "Yeah." And Janet says, "Well, what I'm aiming at is a very sophisticated Grace Kelly sort of a look." She goes, "All right." Starts wetting it with a damp cloth. Turns out she's thinking of Jean Kelly.
A little bit different.
In Singing in the Rain. And even when we dredged off with a hairdryer, she ends up looking more like Matthew Kelly than anything else. So we do that. Then suddenly, Janet has a panic attack. She's got to talk to Alan before she leaves for the church. So she phones him up. Well, of course he's not there because he's had an old-fashioned stag night and he's in casualty.
Oh.
Having a traffic cone removed.
Of course.
So she phones him up.
Conius
She leaves him a
rectimus
message on his answer phone. She goes, "Oh, my
removulus."
darling, I love you so much. Your body is a temple. One touch, I'm in ecstasy." Well, of course she's dialed the wrong number. And the boy from Perfect Pizza is round straight away. Well, I get everybody organised. The plan is the bridesmaids are going to go ahead in a taxi. She's going to follow on in the limousine, so I get them all together. Rosemary's in the corner with a big bag of tortilla chips and a pot of guacamole dip. Like I can see from here it's actually avocado face cream from the Body Shop, but can't be bothered to say anything. So we get in the taxi. It's not a very nice taxi. It's been made out of 2 crashed cars welded together. The front half is a Robin. The back end is a Polo. It's been welded together and sprayed brown. It's actually a Rolo, I suppose. And so we set off. Taxi driver's not very nice. He's chain smoking and singing Little White Bull and gobbing into his cardigan pocket.
Oh.
So I tell him where the church is, and he says, "Oh no, he knows a better way. He's not going to the town centre on a Saturday morning. He knows a better way round the outskirts." Well, I notice we've gone past World of Leather for the 3rd time. I start worrying, and then suddenly Deirdre goes, "Where's my handbag? Where's my handbag? I haven't got my handbag. I can't go to the church, I haven't got my handbag. I said, you've got to go, you're a bridesmaid. Oh, no, I can't go without my handbag, it's got my tablets in it. I said, but you've got to go. No, you're a bridesmaid. No, I can't go without my tablets. I might do something awful. I might run up and down the aisle naked, whistling the theme tune to Cagney and Lacey. I said, well, we'll get some more. I said, we'll go to Boots and get some more. She said, we can't, my prescription's in my handbag. My prescription's in my handbag. I said, well, I'll ask them for some. What do they look like? She said, well, the little round yellow things with Smith Beecham written on them. Of course, they won't give me any. I have to do the best I can with some Smarties and some lecture set and a standing. So we get to the church, get out of the taxi, run up the steps, all laughing and panting and hitting each other with our Dorothy bags like this. And this usher comes towards us, and I say, look, I'm sorry we're a bit late. Is there somewhere we can sort of go and sort our underskirts out? And he gives me a funny look, and I realise like there's no music, there's no bells ringing. And I look in the church, there's about 80 people in black overcoats all crying. And
oh, wrong church.
I think, and sort of a wooden box down the far end. This isn't a wedding. Or if it is, they're not very well suited. And out with taxi's gone. Well, I don't know if you've ever had to catch a bus. On a Saturday, in the football season, with an 18-stone adolescent and a manic depressive, all wearing aquamarine taffeta and bonnets. But there are nicer ways to travel, like being shot from a cannon in a string vest. Anyway, we get to the church and it's all marvellous, the service is lovely, all the men from Dinah Rod are all lined up outside, they come out under an archway of crossed sink plungers. I think, well, I'll go to the reception for a bit, make sure everybody's all right. Deirdre gets her handbag back, Rosemary settles down by the buffet and waitresses form a human chain, to keep us supplied with coronation chicken. So I think, well, I'll have a dance before I go, because there was a band. I say band, the Burt Mottershed Trio. It had written on the bass drum, jazz, swing and loft insulation. So I'm having a dance, which is often a mistake at a wedding, isn't it? Because you often get stuck dancing with the man you least want to dance with, the inebriated second cousin with the up and over hairdo. The one that's doing the twist to Una Paloma Blanca. So I'm stuck with one of these, very, very short, comes up to about here on me, totally drunk, shouting up dirty jokes at my bosom. Like, I thought, wouldn't he be surprised if they shouted a few back? Well, I'll go, I've done enough. And I see everybody's all right. Deirdre's had a few glasses of champagne, and she's staggering around with a cigarette lighter like this, trying to light a lilette. Of course, the string caught fire, and he took her eyebrow.
Typical.
Anyway, so I'm just going. And I see huge Rosemary coming out of the ladies, beaming, smiling, not eating anything. I've never seen her smile the whole day long. I said, what's the matter with you? She said, I'm in love. I said, who with? She said, Dennis. I said, well, who? She said, Dennis, the man from Pickford's Removals. I said, well, that was very sweet. She nobody likes big girls. She said, we've got a bet on. He reckons he can get me all the way from the van to the bedroom without chipping the skirting board.
Mistake, every slippery play, words not said, moves not made. 5 o'clock, the sky comes grey, another wash, another day, just another life, it's true, but particularly yours, particularly you. If you have a dream, go with it, feel the slightest hint, go with it. What is there to lose? Do you dare to choose? I have wasted years behaving in a way I thought was proper, and it's hard to do. No one cared, no one knew. Bus to work, paper shop. Will it alter? Will it stop? Take the time to feel. Is this for you? Is this for real? Horoscope, your new campaign. Oh, I'm not so bad, I can't complain, but you do feel bad somehow. Particularly here, particularly now. You can struggle on believing other people have the answers, even if they knew it couldn't help, wouldn't help you. You may feel there's more to follow, some eternal life, I don't feel it. All there is now. You can't choose when, you can't choose how. If you have a dream, go with it. Feel the slightest breeze, then follow. Follow all the way. Save yourself from just another day.
Well, I wasn't expecting that. Simple, beautiful melody of a song.
You know, I was just thinking about babies the other day, because I'd been trying to get pregnant. Well, I was trying, and I didn't. And I went to the doctor, and I said, look, why am I not pregnant? You know, I said, I'm doing all the right things. You know, I've stopped drinking, I'm taking vitamins, and I'm putting a pillow under my bottom and all this. And he said, are you having sexual intercourse on a regular basis? I said, I can't do everything. And I was thinking, you know, I don't know if I want to do this all over again. I was thinking about antenatal classes, and I was just thinking how awful they were, you know, because, antenatal classes are run by liars. Yeah, because when you have a baby for the first time, what you really need to know is, what is it going to be like? And they won't tell you. Like, I went to 6 antenatal classes, and just on the last class, somebody said, could you tell us what the labour's going to be like? And they went, oh, yes, the labour. And they got this little rubber dolly, and they got this balaclava helmet. And they pushed the little rubber dolly through the balaclava helmet. And they said, that's basically what labour's like. Oh, yeah, well, that's all right then, you know. Be home by tea time decorating the spare bedroom. Because when I came to do it, I remember thinking, well, it's not quite that simple, you know. I remember looking down at myself and thinking, no, there's a design fault here. This is nothing like a balaclava. There's no ribbing, for one thing. Because when you're in the middle of having a baby, it's a bit like watching 2 very inefficient removal men trying to get a very large sofa through a very small door. And in this case, you can't say, oh, sod it, bring it through the French window. And also, 18 years later, the sofa doesn't turn around to you and say, I never asked to be put in the living room. But they are terrible liars at antenatal classes, because what you really need to know is how much is it going to hurt. And they won't tell you, because they just say, oh, it doesn't hurt. Having a baby, it's not painful, because that's not a pain, you see. That's a muscle contracting. It's not a pain. And you think, oh, yes. And Hamlet was written by 2 estate agents, I suppose. Or they will say, if it gets a little bit uncomfortable, as you get into the delivery room, just ask for an epidural. They don't tell you that as you're wheeled into the delivery room, howling and screaming, and blaming your husband for everything from the start of the Second World War onwards. You glance down into the hospital car park, see a big coach leaving, balloon streamers, people waving big notice on the side, anaesthetist day out. And you say to the nurse, who looks about 14 and a half, can I have an epidural? And she goes, oh, not today. Think you can have one next Thursday? He said, no, I need one now. Can you give me an epidural? Not really. I've only ever done it on a grapefruit. Hang on, I'll ask Arthur. Arthur, have you got a minute? He's our boiler man, but he's ever so good with his hands. And they've got this obsession now. They want to show you the baby's head coming out, and they're always getting a mirror to try and show you. And it's just like being at the hairdressers when they show you the back of your head. And you feel obliged to go, oh, yeah. And you're thinking, well, it looks terrible, but it'll be all right when I've run it under the cold And another thing they never tell you about when you're having a baby, as the baby pops out the front, a hemorrhoid pops out the
I could have got my whole life never knowing that fact.
Mine was massive. Weighed more than the baby. I phoned my mother up, knit 2 hats. So you're lying there, you think, well, that's all right. Had my baby, had my hemorrhoid. Then you have to have the stitches. And they come in with this great big needle, like something for mending lobster pots. Singing, that's all right. Had my baby, had my hemorrhoid, had my stitches. Then the milk comes in. Tons of it. It's like Marks and Spencer's before a bank holiday. And whatever size you were to start with, suddenly you've got like 2 nuclear warheads stuck down your I mean, if you sleep with them pointing towards Russia... you wake up, there's 2 women from Greenham Common sitting by the side of the bed. So you're lying there, you're crying, the baby's crying, your stitches are hurting, your hemorrhoids are throbbing, your bosoms have gone into overdrive, they're ducking past you as if you were a lawn sprinkler. It's at that point that a woman with a 14-inch waist comes in.
Yeah.
To tell you about contraception.
No.
And as she leaves, this woman, she always says something like, now don't forget your pelvic floor exercises. These are very important. You must do them 50 little squeezes every day. Nobody will know you're doing them. Do them wherever you are, on the telephone, waiting for a bus. Just do them. So if you ever see a woman at a bus stop, she's going like this. She's doing her pelvic floor exercise.
Right, okay. I'll look out for that.
She's just banged her hemorrhoids on a litter box. And another thing they never tell you is once you've had the baby and taken it home, you have to take it to the baby clinic. Now, the baby clinic is this terrible place full of mad new mothers who somehow manage to get themselves up, get themselves dressed, get the baby up, get the baby dressed, get the baby fed, get the baby changed, get the baby in the pram, find the front door. And these women have got like one bosom hanging out. Bits of toast stuck to their head. The baby clinic is always run by 2 hatchet-faced old boots who left the Foreign Legion because it was too free and easy. They look like they castrate lambs for a hobby. And these women, these poor new mothers, you know, who used to be normal people, you know, used to have jobs and operate word processors and choose clothes because they liked them and not just because they were the colour of poo. They come to the clinic for guidance and reassurance because they're always panicking. You know, they're always bringing the babies and saying, "No, look, his eyes are awfully close together. Do you think it's his brain?" And these women go, "No, it's just ugly. It's probably your fault." And another thing nobody ever tells you, or maybe they do tell you and you don't listen to them, is once you've got little children, you can't go anywhere nice. There's nowhere nice will have you, you know. You go to a nice hotel, nice restaurant. Oh, no, you can't come in with children. They're letting people in with Kalashnikov rifles, big bags of heroin. They can go, no children.
Yeah.
If you've got children, you have to go to some horrible pub on a bypass. You know, big sign outside, children welcome. On the other side says, Rottweilers welcome, but they don't care. They've got a family room. The family room is always the filthiest room in the pub, for the very low tables with very sharp corners. And a big space in the middle that they've cleared for cockfighting.
I remember those kind of restaurants.
So you think, all right, that's fine. We just won't go out. We just won't go out for the whole of the rest of our lives. In 40 years, we'll be in an old folks' home. They might take us on a coach trip to Morecambe. That's all right. The trouble is, the children want to go out. You know, once they'd posted a peanut butter sandwich through the slot in the video and dialed a few wrong numbers in Bulawayo, they want to go out. Where are you going to take them? The park? I hate the park. The zoo? We all know about zoos now, don't we? We know being in captivity, it sends the animals balmy. You feel like you're pushing a buggy around a mental hospital. Except presumably a mental hospital would be cheaper because you could get out without buying a balloon and a chalk ice. Circuses are very dull nowadays, you know, because they don't have animal acts because that would be cruel and exploitative. They don't have lady acrobats in skimpy leotards because that would be sexist and degrading. They don't have clowns because that would be offensive to people with red noses who pour buckets of water down their trousers. I know because we went to Wilhelmina Smarts. Equal opportunities. Politically correct big top. The highlight of which was 2 women in pinafore dresses coming out. One said she was going to jump through a hoop, the other one said she didn't have to if she didn't feel up to it. And you can't go abroad with little children, can you? You think it's not worth spending all that money to fly to some exotic location to spend 2 weeks in the bedroom with the curtains shut singing The Wheels on the Bus Go Round.
Oh, hang on.
Come in, everybody, find a space. Hi, Betty.
It's Mrs.
Hi,
Motivator.
Dotty, how did you get on last night? Did he not? Was he not? Could he not? Good night, everybody. Nice home treats to every person. Hi, are you new? Have you got any trainers? Well, just do the best you can with those. They're not ideal, stilettos. Connie, come away from the air conditioning. No, because when we go leaping and springing, you're going to give yourself sort of mini lobotomy on the corner. You've had one already? And you'd only gone in for a support stocking. You should have said something. Okay, are we ready? Warming up, marching on the spot. Connie, both feet.
Never realised how odd it looks when you're not doing it.
Okay, well, I see we've got quite a few newies here today, so is there anything I should know about? Any bad backs, injuries, funny knees? Yes? Your leg? Yeah, what's wrong with it? It's plastic. No, that's fine. No, it's nice. That's as nicer than your other one. Oh. What I say to everybody is go at your own pace. If you can't do the legs, do the arms. If you can't do the arms, do the breathing. If you can't do the breathing, you don't deserve to live. Nobody kidding. I'm very wacky in my style. You get used to me. A bit more vigorous. Now, I'll just launch into my usual preamble. Bear down with me if you've heard it before. I'm Madge, obviously. Oh, sorry, not obviously. I've usually got it written on, sorry. Got a new leotard on tonight. Do you like it? It's flattering, isn't it?
Well,
I wasn't sure when I got it home. I thought, a bit subtle. Okay.
didn't know I was doing the moves in their head.
Connie, step into the left. No, to your left. No, to your left. No, because you're actually hurting her foot doing that. Where's the lady with the plastic leg? Can you stand next to Connie for me?
Yeah, Connie. Get it right.
Madge, welcome to my Friday night low-impact class for fatties with attitude. Welcome to Fatitude. Okay, let's funky it up a little bit. Come on.
Hey, up. Now we're going.
Because you can do any diet you like, girls. If you don't do those exercises, you are up that shopping centre without a credit card. And I know, I've been there. I used to have a weight problem. I was quite hippie at one point. Now put a bit of a kick into it, girls. Very gently, kick in the buttock. Give it a nice stretch to the front of the thigh there. Connie, kick your own buttock.
Come on, Connie, get to grips.
Steady on down to a plie. Plie on down. Now what we're doing here, I'll just explain. No, you carry on. What we're doing here, we're working this muscle here. The gluteus maximus. This is the biggest muscle in the entire body, and it's actually directly connected to the brain. So when we're working it, we're actually improving our circulation and our breathing and our ability to follow a knitting pattern. So, and punch. Marching across now, raising the heartbeat, getting ready to burn fat. Now, don't get me wrong, we're not looking to be skinny. We don't all want to be Madonna, do we? No. Some of us want to be Petula Clark, don't we?
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't mind bank balance.
Michelle for 5 for 5 for 5 for 5 for 5. She's nice. Who? Kylie Minogue. No, I'm sorry. To me, Kylie is too much petito. There is a point with skinny where it can tip over onto scrawny. And I should know because I am dangerously near it myself.
Yeah, you can tell.
Raising the heartbeat now, getting ready for that aerobics section. Now don't back off from this, girls. Because when we do aerobics, we produce a hormone in the body called phenobarbital. And you can get hooked on this. Has anybody heard the expression, the joggers... Yeah, there's a jogger's nipple, the jogger's high. So let's get high. What we're aiming to do in this section is raise the pulse rate to 80% of 150% of the resting pulse for 22 minutes. Now, please, don't attempt to compete with me. I'm a very experienced exerciser. And after so many years in aerobics, I am a superb physical specimen.
To be fair, she's got
I did run
really
the
good
London
breath
Marathon with a
control.
chicken on my head. On the other hand, I mean, we don't know whether all this is doing us any good. Connie, have you got those donuts?
Go on, Connie, hand them over.
Well, I'd just like to say thank you very much for coming and being such a nice audience, and I'd like to dedicate this song to the anxious, the insecure, because we live in an insecure world, don't we, ladies and gentlemen? Full of unanswered questions like, why are we here? Is there life after death? And most important of all, will Ken ever get back together with Deirdre? I'm terribly torn about being born. I mean, what is the whole thing about? Plop, out you come. Very near someone's bum. It can't have been properly thought out. It depends on one's sperm, knowing which way to squirm. In its version of swimming the channel, I'd have preferred to hatch out like a bird, or been grown on a piece of damp flannel. But just to arrive and be told you're alive, wait 10 years for a nice cup of tea, to be suddenly hurled right into the world, it all seems quite balmy to me. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Isn't it a pity life was planned by a committee while the clever ones had popped out to the lab? This is my theory, though it isn't very cheery. Our existence is a harsh one. Try explaining to a Martian what a tricky conversation you would have, and I'm not dense. It makes no sense. We're only here 'cause an egg meets a sperm and then grows blobs on. Tell me there's more to it than that, I'll just go with knobs on. Ooh, ooh, ooh. One thing that gets me seething is all this bloody breathing. No sooner breathing out than breathing in, it's very tiring. And there's burping and perspiring. Another source of loathing is the need for wearing clothing. When some of us look better in our skin, and no matter how well built, we all look stupid in a kilt. We didn't have hair, we could be brushless and be combeless. If we were bald, our dandruff would be permanently homeless. Bum to the world, the whole thing stinks. I never asked to come. My reasoned, sane, thought-out response is bum, bum, bum. Another large misgiving is this urge to keep on living and the way we were designed to run on food, and this doesn't justify the individual fruit pie. And there's never any question of actual digestion till it's been divvied out and shoveled in and chewed. I'd be happy to invest in a little portable intestine. I hate meals out, or like, please wait here to be seated. Your food is being sprayed with germs, spat on and reheated. And the pinnacle, the steeple, is the hell of other people and the stupid things they have and say and do, like smoking cigarettes or videoing their pets.
Or dressing them up.
Prats who voted for John Major, people with a gas-fired barbecue, women using hermesitas, or showing you photos of their fetus. And worst of all, and I'll only ever say this once, is any Brit with a house in bloody Provence. To the world I won't give in, I raise a cheery thumb, and on mature reflection I say bum, 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 ooh, ooh, ooh. Then of course there's dying. Well, they couldn't have been trying. Why not find a way to keep us all alive? There's heaven, I suppose, but no one really knows. No doubt heaven will be raining. Sorry, closed for staff retraining. Please come back in 1995. Please use the stairs. Pearly lift closed for repairs. When we get there, we'll be a mite depressed to find a Benetton, a little chef, and no doubt a bloody Nat West. Bum to the world, let's not be glum. Each bum can shine a light. And all that's left for me to say is thank you very much, good night.
is a joy to behold. Oh, what a wonderful woman she is. She's so lovely. So lovely. Although, what I will say, she doesn't suit the posh accent. Because there's so many times that you could hear her northern voice just creeping in when she's trying to be posh. She's too common. She's too common, and I love that about her. I do. I have a big affinity for the Northerners. You know, my whole family are Northern. Oh, that definitely took, I think, a little bit longer than I was maybe expecting to kind of warm up into it. She definitely got there by the end. I mean, with some of the stuff, you know, some of the like the early couple of musical numbers, you know, that, I mean, to be fair, all three of them I would say are not as strong as the Barry and Frida song, which prior to this is the only Victoria Wood song I can compare it to. And obviously, if you have seen that and seen my reaction to that, like, this whole video will seem so tame in comparison, because I was literally wetting myself, really wetting myself. But I think this is always the thing with stand-up shows. When you take someone that you enjoy and you take maybe something in isolation, it can seem so much more for that single thing. When you take then that and then you try and expand it all, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. And maybe with this at the moment, because most of my experience with Victoria Wood has come from Dinnerladies and not so much her sketches, maybe that's why I'm trying to feel my way through with her. What I've seen is not bad in any way, shape, or form. I was laughing a lot. I'm crying a lot. I've got a lot of tears in my eyes still from that. But yeah, I think that one wasn't maybe as good as I was expecting. But again, maybe that's an issue. Maybe my expectations have been risen so high that sometimes something that is pretty good can seem quite tame in comparison. Does that even make sense? Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. But that is going to do it for my first Victoria Wood live reaction. I will be putting another poll onto the Patreon to get people to vote for another show. Whether it could be one of the ones I've already put out, or maybe it could be something else. I don't know. We will have to wait and see. But that is going to do it for today. So please, if you are new, please subscribe, turn on notifications, drop your comments down below. Obviously, join the Patreon if you want to get early access, if you want to vote in polls, if you want to get your chance to get guaranteed reactions, then head on over there. There's loads of stuff available for you with all various different tier levels. But that is going to do it for today. So until next time, my name's Kevin. I'm a geek. You've been watching Kevin the Geek.